What's up, friends, and welcome back to my channel. Since we're more than halfway through 2020 and I've already tested out a lot of products this year, I thought it would be fun to share what I'm still using every single day. So in this video, I'll be sharing my top devices for stress, sleep, and fitness, what products I've totally given up on, and stick around to the end to see a sneak peek of some of my upcoming videos and the products I am most excited to try. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My mission is to help you achieve success without sacrificing your health or happiness. I do product reviews weekly, so if you're into this, click that subscribe button and join the Type A tribe. Now, before we kick things off, a huge shout out to Muhammad M for this video idea. I love when you guys tell me what you want to see, so please share your feedback below in the comment section. So let's start with the fundamentals: sleep and fitness. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know I don't go anywhere without my Apple Watch and Oura Ring. I've had both of these devices for well over a year now, and I consider them the best for a couple of reasons. First, well, it's all about data. Clean graphs, consistency in trends, and a small footprint are really the things that I value most in a good tracker. And I've got to say, the Oura Ring and the Apple Watch deliver on those in spades. On the fitness side, the Apple Watch is great because it's just so easy to track my workouts. And yes, even though the heart rate monitor isn't as advanced as some other products on the market, I still find it's good enough for my personal goals. Now, I've definitely thought about buying a chest strap for more precise heart rate measurements, but then that's just one extra thing you have to put on. And knowing myself, that habit would definitely not stick around for the long run. Now, in terms of sleep, well, the Oura still wins in my eyes in regards to comfort and metrics. It's so lightweight that I often forget I'm even wearing it. And it's the type of metrics that you get from HRV to sleep cycles and even temperature that have played a huge part in a lot of self-experiments I've done around sleep. Another device that has stuck around, and a little bit to my surprise, is the Apollo Neuro. And this is a wearable that uses low-frequency sound waves to actually help regulate your nervous system. Now, these days, I'm primarily using it for things like sleep and meditating as a way to quickly lower my resting heart rate. And on top of that, I've actually seen some small improvements in my heart rate variability, or HRV, while sleeping. And since it has these special modes for sleep and relaxation, I do find myself reaching for it most nights, and I just wear it simply on my ankle to bed. And speaking of most nights, well, the ChiliPad is still one of my favorite devices for helping cool down the bed before sleep. I mean, we're in the thick of summer here in California, and this is, honest to goodness, a lifesaver when it comes to keeping my body cool so I can get better sleep. I've actually been using my Oura Ring to track its effectiveness, and on the nights that I don't use it, well, my body temperature skyrockets and my deep sleep tanks. So that's enough of a reason for me to keep this thing on all the time. And finally, this might come as a bit of a shock, but I've actually fallen back in love with my red light panel. I've actually been consistently using it 20 minutes in the morning while reading and another 20 minutes at bed during my meditation. And I have to say, I've been pleasantly surprised by how well my body is responding at certain times of the day. Somehow it's refreshing in the morning and it's relaxing at night, and while I am still skeptical of the science, anecdotally, I've been feeling great using it. And so I'm gonna continue to do so over the next few months. Now onto supplements. And after well over 2 years of experimenting with everything under the sun, I finally narrowed down my routine to just a couple of key staples that really light me up. And these include Qualia Focus, omega-3 fish oil, a probiotic, and a digestive enzyme. I mean, I'll occasionally throw in some racetams and some 5-HTP every once in a while to just give me a little boost, but when push comes to shove, those are the 4 things I do not go a day without. Now, I do get asked a lot about nootropics, and I am actually doing a test of a new supplement service called Find My Formula. So stay tuned for that review sometime next month. But honestly, just 4 of the Qualia Focus pills just give me such a steady stream of energy and concentration, and I haven't really been able to find anything else on the market that does quite that. As for the rest of my reviews from this year, I am still using the Laird Hamilton Superfood Creamer in my morning coffee. I really love the flavor and the frothiness, and I don't know why, but I just haven't gotten sick of it yet. I mean, I'll occasionally throw in some grass-fed ghee or some MCT oil if I'm having a long work day and I won't have a chance to break until lunch. But my coffee's pretty simple these days. It just consists of Kion beans, a tablespoon of Laird Hamilton, a dropper of chaga, and 1 scoop of Inner Fuel prebiotic. And that's it. Now let's move on to the devices I've ditched, and I'll explain why they're no longer around. So let's begin with the Whoop. Well, for starters, this very simple strap comes with quite an enormous price tag. $30 a month for their membership fee, plus a 6-month commitment. So you're looking at a very minimum of $108 for the band. And here's the catch. If you do cancel your membership, well, then you're cut off from your data. Now, the Whoop did have a couple of things going for it, including the attachable battery pack and several unique coaching features. But at the end of the day, it was just a pain to track my workouts, and I didn't really get all that much from the sleep data. Now, after getting my braces off, I did try the Troscriptions Blue Canatine Troches once again, and I was still unimpressed. This is a combination of caffeine, CBD, nicotine, and methylene blue, designed to help give you a competitive edge and a little bit of a nootropic feel. But the Troches themselves taste medicinal, and honestly, the effects were so minimal that I just could not justify the enormous price tag of these at $8 a pop. The brain stimulating headset Halo Sport 2 was another device that I just found too expensive for its very limited benefits. After using it for 2 weeks to improve my tennis game, I used it a little bit for video editing, but then found myself using it less and less over time. I still think it's a great device with a lot of potential for physical performance, but for now, I'm gonna hold off until they come out with a device that actually can help with things like memory and cognition. Sadly, I've also fallen out of love with the Muse meditation devices. I actually purchased the Muse S back in March and returned it almost immediately, as it was just a glorified Muse 2 for sleep. But to me, where it missed the mark was in sleep tracking. I couldn't understand how they built a sleep EEG device that you do wear to bed, but then doesn't track your sleep cycles. I mean, really the only thing it does track is the effectiveness of your meditations before bed. But at $350, this was simply not worth it for me. And even the Muse 2 has kind of fallen off my radar, as I just find it so much simpler to use my headphones and the 10% Happier app to meditate at night. And finally, we come to Béis supplements. Now, I was definitely a fan at first, but then reached the point where the pills became too much to stomach, quite literally. Swallowing these huge magnesium tablets every day was just such a challenge. And although I do commend Béis for working with manufacturers that do adhere to the FDA's strict manufacturing guidelines, I just found a cheaper and more reputable source for my omega-3, and that's in Nordic Naturals. But interestingly enough, this idea of personalized supplements is still on my radar and the subject of one of my future videos, which leads me to the products I am most excited to try out this year. So number 1 is Viome's Enhanced Health Intelligence Test. Now this is actually a bit of an upgrade from their starter set, as this requires a blood and stool sample to assess your gut, mitochondrial, and immune health. Now the results you get are supposedly more precise, and you even get insights into things like your biological age and stress response. I'm most excited to see my 3rd round of results come through, and I'm really hoping that the Viome protocol I've been following for the past few months in terms of food and supplements is actually working. Next up, we have the HapB. So this is another emotion controlling wearable, much like the Apollo Neuro, that you wear to actually regulate your mood. I know, it sounds way too good to be true, and believe me, I am skeptical of its efficacy. But apparently it works on the body's electron pathways by using low magnetic signals to help stimulate certain sensations in the body. And apparently this is shipping soon, but I have literally been waiting around since the end of May. Another thing I'm very excited for is my CGM results. So I recently installed this CGM, continuous glucose monitor, to get a pulse for how food, stress, and sleep impacts my insulin levels and glucose spikes. And so far, well, the results have been pretty surprising. And I actually have a brand new supplement coming soon that apparently can help lower your A1C and glucose levels, which could be a game changer for people who are pre-diabetic or have diabetes. And so I will be putting that to the test using my CGM in the next few weeks. And finally, we come to Vessel Health. Now this is one of those products that, if it actually works, could revolutionize the way I interpret my own health data. It's called a home wellness tracker, and it's basically a test strip that only requires a urine sample. You then scan the card using their app and get an instant readout of things like your ketone, pH, cortisol, and even hydration levels. Plus, it's jam-packed with things like food and lifestyle recommendations, all based around your results. Now, I ordered this thing back in February, and unfortunately production is delayed, so I'm probably not gonna see it till September, maybe even October. But once I get my hands on this bad boy, you know I will be doing a full review and let you know if it's actually worth the money. So that's my take on everything I've tried, what I'm still using, and what I'm most looking forward to in the second half of 2020. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again, Mohammed, for this great video suggestion. If there's something you want to see me review or a subject matter you want me to cover, please make sure to leave a comment below. You can always reach out to me on my Instagram @KatieTypeA. And if you're not already subscribed, well then make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you get notified each week when I drop a new video. And until then, I will catch you on the next one.